College in Washington State here. And on top of all that, she runs her own weight loss and personal training business. She's recently authored her first book entitled Choosing Your Healthy Path. It's an inspirational guide to weight loss and wellness. And her articles appeared in many different publications, including Health Monitor, Runner's World, Miss Fitness. And she just stays healthy through exercise and eating. That's her lifestyle, and that's her passion, and that's what she teaches. It's my pleasure to know her. My friend and colleague, Marny Dominy. Marny, are you there?
Yeah, hi Diane and everyone out there. Thanks for the great introduction. So we might as well just get started. Next slide. This first slide is about the sugar epidemic in America, and I think that it's no secret that Americans are addicted to this substance. And it has everything to do with Yoli and the Yoli products and why they are so fabulous. Most Americans are somewhat addicted to sugar. There's different statistics as to how many pounds of sugar we eat every year. But sugar is probably the main contributor to both obesity and to acidosis, which is, talking about the slide on pH balance. And I'll explain that a little bit. Go ahead, next slide. Now, one of our main products is called Alkalite, and as you can see, it's a natural body pH enhancer. And I would say that most Americans have at least mild acidosis, and it's causing a whole host of problems, and it's linked to our 21st century diseases such as heart disease, cancer, joint pain, diabetes, osteoporosis, chronic fatigue, obesity, and the biggest of all is really internal inflammation. Clearly, we need to pay more attention to our pH, but most people don't even have a clue what pH balance and what pH level is. Next slide. So Alkalite is a natural body pH enhancer, and so it's extremely important to balance the pH. What happens is that our blood needs to stay within a range of about 7.3 to 7.45 on the pH scale. And when we eat a lot of foods that create acidity in our bodies, our blood then tries to create homeostasis, regulate the pH by robbing alkaline minerals from other parts of the body. So one of the main alkaline minerals is calcium. So you can already picture what's happening. You are too acidic, your blood is too acidic, it grabs or robs the calcium from the bones so that it can regulate the blood. Now this leaves the bones then in an acidic environment. And so then what happens is that it's a vicious cycle and your whole body becomes more acidic. So Alkalite supports bone health and strength for that reason. It also boosts energy and endurance. It increases muscle strength, and it supports weight loss. And we'll talk about that later on in the presentation. But it's just of utmost importance to balance your pH. Next slide. Speaking of sugar, Diane is going to talk a little bit about why these products, these beverages are so awesome. So back to you, Diane.
Hey, thanks, Marny. Well, when I first got involved with Yoli, which was 2 years ago, the only product they had was this product called Truth. Now, it's a super antioxidant, superfruit combination with acai, pomegranate, and all the fruits that you read about. It's freeze-dried, so that vitamins are not compromised, and has no sugar, no chemicals, and no preservatives. Sweetened with stevia, and it's absolutely delicious. The next drink is one that we all love in the fitness industry. It's our natural sports drink and electrolyte replacement drink. Now this is going to help your performance of yourself and your clients. It's going to reduce muscle soreness. Your clients are going to love you because they're not going to be so sore, and they're going to want to work out harder, and improves your recovery time, also promotes body alkalization, as Marny was just talking about it, because it has a good amount of alkalite in it. And it is a lemon lime flavor, excellent. Next slide. So it's no surprise, but we really do have a problem in this country. 2/3 of our adults are almost a third of our kids and teens are overweight or obese. And more recent statistic that I read just recently was that in the year 2030, if we do not change the way we are doing things, half our population will not be just overweight, but obese. And that puts people at risk for more than 20 diseases, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Next slide. So I love this slide because this is so true. Our society is moving in two opposite directions. Now, as trainers, we get to work with both sides of this equation here. The fun ones to work with are on the left. They're the ones that are striving to be fitter and healthier. They want to go that extra mile. They listen to everything you have to say about changing their diet. They're compliant. They're driven. Those are the fun ones. I've trained many women for competitions, and they stick to it. But those are few and far between, I have found in my 20 years of being a trainer. The reality is that most of the people we work with in our industry are the ones on the right. And they're the ones that are overweight. They've either struggled with weight all their life, or it's come on, and I hate to use the term middle age because I'm way past middle age myself, but I think you all know what I mean. And their diet is the key thing. We can help them work out, but changing the way they eat is the hardest thing. Next slide. So this is where the Yoli Better Body System comes in. The ingredients are superb. And it works. Next slide. So let me just tell you a little bit about what is in the Better Body System. And again, it's not just about products, but we're going to talk about, first of all, the thermogenic energy drink. It is all natural. It has no synthetic ingredients in it at all. It does not have large amounts of caffeine. It does have a natural caffeine from the guarana and yerba mate plant. You're not going to get a huge burst of energy and then a crash. It's great. It tastes wonderful. I love it. And you're talking to someone that has never, ever drank any energy drinks. So it has a thermogenic effect and really helps with energy. Next slide. And the YES shakes. YES stands for Yoli Essential Shake. And this really is more than a shake. I mean, I've been drinking shakes for 20 years, and I've never seen a shake with omega-3s in it, or I've never seen it with some of the other blends that we have in these shakes. And this shake in particular is made with non-denatured whey. Next slide, Robert. From cows that have never been exposed to hormones, no GMOs, and not all shakes are made the same. Dr. Oz just recently said that. You've got to be careful with what kind of shakes you put in your body. And a shake in the morning boosts your metabolism by 25%. Also raises our serotonin levels. That's the happy hormone, by 43%. And you can read other things that it does there, but bottom line, they fill you up and they taste good. Next slide. Also in these shakes, again, not just any ordinary shake, but it has a blend of real vegetables, fruits, and from freeze-dried. Go ahead. Next slide. And then the third product in this group of products is digestive and immune health product. And I think most of us have read that good health begins in the gut. And go ahead, Robert. So let's just talk a minute about weight loss, the weight loss market. These numbers are kind of hard to wrap your mind around when you think about this. $60 billion spent annually. Over $100 million is spent on weight loss in the U.S. a day. Yet, with all that, over the past year, there's not one state in the U.S. that showed a decline in obesity. Now, we could look at this two ways. This is really, really sad, and it could also be job security for all of us trainers. Next slide. So what is the problem? You know, and we all know diets don't work. 95% to 98% of those who lose weight eventually gain it back within 3 years. But I'm going to show you a way that we can change that. Next slide. So we know as trainers we can work really hard with our clients in the studio or the gym, And but 80% of the battle is what happens when they go home or on their way home. They stop at that Jack in the Box. We don't have any control over them. So the diet is the key thing in weight loss. And I remember when I was first starting getting introduced to weight training 20 years ago, I met a trainer. He changed my life. And I can remember what he said. He said, Dianne, if you don't change the way you eat, you'll never get the results you want. You can work yourself till you're blue in the face in the gym, but you need to change your diet. So that's what I did. 8 months later, I was up winning my first competition. Now, let's talk a little bit about the 30-day transformation kit. It has all these products that I mentioned, plus the alkalite. Now, the alkalite will keep you alkalized as you lower your carbs and raise your protein. And it's $279. Next slide. But it's not just about the products. It really is a proven system. And it shows people, teaches people how to safely and easily lose 7 to 15 pounds in just 7 days. Now, I know that sounds too good to be true, but I'm going to show you some results of using this system in just a couple of minutes here. You get to eat real food, and you can lose the weight and not gain it back again. It's training your body. It's reprogramming your body, and I have tried it myself. Go ahead, Robert, next slide. And we're all aware of these big guys. Our products are cheaper, and they taste better, and they work. Next slide. So we really have come to a paradigm shift in the industry now. Most of us trainers, I'm sure many of them out there are thinking, wow, this is too good to be true. I've always been taught that slow, steady weight loss, 1 pound to 2 a week, is all the body can really adjust to. You know, reduce 500 calories a day, 7 days a week, you're down 1 pound. But more recent research, big study done out of the University of Florida and published in the International Journal of Behavioral Medicine, shows that that's not quite true anymore. They're finding out that an aggressive weight loss shows psychologically people will be much more likely to stay on track. Now, at this point, I'd like to bring Marny back. And Marny, can you comment on that and just tell us why the Better Body System works and why it works so well and we're getting all these incredible results?
Yeah, absolutely. The Yoli Better Body System does work for 4 main reasons. Number one is that people lose 7 to 12 pounds in the first week, depending on how much weight they have to lose. And as Dianne said, I know we all understood that slow, steady weight loss is best, but new psychological studies are showing that providing people with a quick, measurable weight loss increases motivation and feelings of success, which we all know is 2 key things in getting people to stay on any kind of a successful eating program. So it actually helps to encourage people to stay on track for phase 2 of a weight loss program, which is reinforcing lifelong healthy eating. The second thing is that the first 2 days are protein days. The body needs carbohydrates to function. So if we decrease carbohydrate intake, the body has no choice but to break up the fat cells and activate the glucose that we have already stored on our body anyway. So this action accelerates fat burning, and after 2 days, the Better Body System then switches to a combination of good proteins and complex carbohydrates, but your body's already in that fat burning mode, so it continues burning fat. And the main reason to add carbohydrates that 3rd day is to keep the metabolism up. Otherwise, the body tends to go into starvation mode. And we all know of, protein-only programs that really don't work that well because of that situation. The third thing is that the proteins in the Yes Shakes are very digestible and help accelerate fat burning. That's what amino acids and proteins do. Other amino acids in our proteins break down fat. And another key issue is that protein has a major role in regulating blood sugar. There's a amino acid called phenylalanine that helps stabilize blood sugar, so you don't have those cravings of spiking your blood sugar and then dropping it and spiking it and dropping it. So when our blood sugar continually spikes and drops, we get really hungry for what? Carbohydrates. So the Better Body System keeps that blood sugar regulated. And the fourth thing and the key to it all is that the Better Body System is the only weight loss system that includes alkalite. And remember, earlier in this PowerPoint, I mentioned the pH levels. In a high acid environment, fat is not burned efficiently. But when you alkalize your body, the fat mobilizes and it's broken down well. So it's so important to alkalize your body, and alkalite is like one of the keys to this Better Body System. Okay, back to you, Dianne.
Thanks, Marny. So Marny referred to the 2 days of the protein, and in the kit, in the transformation kit, there is a really great, easy-to-read guide, and you can do a 7-day fast track. Again, 2 days of protein, and then a meal day with complex carbs, and then you go back and forth, and then you can go on to a 7-day track, 7 fast track plus, where you get to be having more vegetables and fruits all day long. Now, I actually tried this because, again, I was skeptical when this got introduced, and I thought, I just can't promote a diet program or a fast weight loss and then people gain it back. So I wanted to really feel what it was like. So I tried it for a 7-day fast track. My personal results were, in 7 days, I lost 6 pounds and 1.5 inches around my waist. Now, on my body, I'm already at 15.7% body fat, which is pretty low. I dropped another 1.3% body fat. I'm not looking to lose weight, but I'll tell you, I didn't mind getting rid of that 1.5 inch roll around my middle. You know, I'm not in the gym as many times or working out as intensely as I once was. And at age 65, things kind of change places, and, you know, around the middle it gets a little bigger. So that 1.5 inches was, I like to say goodbye to that. Next slide. So here's some evidence, too, of some different people that have been on the program. Here's Susan. And as you can see, she's tried every diet under the sun. This was in 3 weeks, I believe. 13 days. Remarkable change. Next slide. Robert. And I think we have Robert on the line, and he might just comment for us. Robert, are you there?
I am, Dianne.
Could you tell us what your experience was on the Better Body System and how you feel?
Actually, one of the things that was with men, you know, we kind of compare belt notches, and as you can see on the left, there was no mistaking. There was, I was out a ways on the belt, and within a very short period of time, I was actually to the last notch on the belt. And most importantly, my wife, Anna, who will share her experience here in just a moment, is a personal trainer. We did before and after stuff, and the fat loss specifically, she used calipers and so forth to measure fat decrease. That was the part I was most excited about. Not just weight, but the right kind of weight. So back to you, Dianne.
Okay, thank you for that, Robert. And next slide. So Ryan. Now Ryan is a 35-year-old, just a super guy. Met him 2 or 3 weeks ago at our leadership conference. He is not only down 24 pounds in this slide, but more recently, he's down 30 pounds. His blood sugar levels have dropped from a very high 228 on an average per day down to 135. His triglycerides have gone down, and his cholesterol has gone down. So unbelievable results. His life is changing, and guess what? He's starting to exercise. Tulane, she's lost 7 pounds, and this was in just 21 days. 7 pounds on her 3rd day, 12 pounds by the end of her 1st week. You can read the slide there. And I hate to say this, I'm a trainer, but she did this with no exercise. So maybe Tulane will be more prone to go out and exercise now because she's feeling better about herself. So again, I've tried it myself. I've done a lot of contest diets to get ready for many shows, including Masters Nationals. So I know how my body responds. And while I was on this program, I did not lose muscle. And that's really important. Again, through the aging process, we do lose muscle, and it's harder for someone that's older to keep that muscle on. So I am using the shakes now to build muscle, not trying to lose weight, and use them before and after workout. Absolutely love them. So Robert, next slide. So at this point, Anna Burns, she is not only a trainer, but she's been a competitive runner. She's originally from Romania, and she does own her own personal training studio. We've become friends, and she can tell you what her plans are are for the next year. And Anna, are you there?
Hi, Diane. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm here.
Great. Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us what your experience was on the Better Body System? From the look of your picture here, everybody can see you don't need to lose weight.
So you are right. There was no need for me to lose weight, but I needed to drop, and I still need to drop some body fat percentage. As I spoke with you, I have a very old goal of mine and a dream. I want to be to do a figure competition, and I need to drop a little bit more fat and build more muscle. I lost 8 pounds in 7 days, and my body fat percentage went down by 3% during 7 days, which I was fighting it probably for half a year to get rid of those 3%. There was no way. Why? Because the stuff in the fridge were really, really good looking.
Yeah.
My clients and my friends love the Better Body System. Every morning I receive a text with very good new results from them and a smiley face at the end of the sentence. The Body Better System is designed the way it is for a specific reason, and if you change or alter it, your results will not be the same. So just keep it 100%. Follow it 100%. Back to you, Diane.
Thank you, Anna, for that. And that is important. I think some people resist putting those carbohydrates back in on the third day, but that's really, really important. As Marny said, you're teaching your body to burn the stored fat. So everybody, I'm going to switch gears just for a moment here. Now, for all the trainers out there, we know we do this out of a passion, a love for what we do and helping people. But unfortunately, not all of us make a lot of money doing this. We don't certainly do it for the money. We do it because of we want to help people. So ask yourselves, if you had a part-time yearly income that resulted in $300 to $500 per month, would that make a difference? Would that mean a car payment? Or maybe, as down at the bottom there, putting away for a vacation fund? And there is an opportunity, full-time YOLI, to make easily $2,000 to $5,000 a month and have some bonus trips thrown in there. So again, next slide. And if you start telling your clients about it and they get those kinds of results, don't you think they're going to be talking to other people about it? So you're going to look like a hero. And with this compensation plan that YOLI has set up, you'll be able to make extra income. And if you refer 3 people, you're going to get your own product free. Next slide. Not only that, most trainers work for gyms, or in my case, I have my own company, which has its upsides and downsides. I have employees and taxes to pay and rent to pay. But when you have a YOLI business, there are definite tax benefits. And according to the Sandy Botkin, former IRS tax attorney, the average person is leaving $3,000 to $9,000 on the table if they do not have a home-based business. I got a really nice tax return last year because of my business, my YOLI business. Next slide. And the company has just introduced our luxury car bonus program. And when you get back with the person that invited you to this webinar, they can explain the details on that for you. Next slide. And, you know, it's not just about products, it's not just about earning income, but YOLI does give back, and we're associated with this incredible association called Trees for the Future. And for every member, if you decide to become a member of YOLI, 10 trees will be planted in your name all over the world to help disaster areas, to sustain, give people things to eat, and provide incomes. Next slide. Okay, so what do you do next? You can enroll in YOLI, become a member or a customer. More importantly, use the products yourself. Start referring your products to your clients, help them get results, and you can then enroll your colleagues, other trainers, other people in your gym people you know in the business. Next slide. So again, I hope we brought you information that will be helpful and help you make a decision. We would welcome you aboard, and I encourage you to get back with the person that invited you on this webinar. And this is us signing off for the Better Body Company. Have a good day, everyone.
Thanks for attending, everyone. That was our webinar, and we will be doing these every 2 weeks for the time being, and so delighted you could join us today. Everybody is unmuted, so you can go ahead and interact. And Dianne and Marny and Anna, what a terrific job you guys did. Excellent presentation, and thanks, everybody, for attending our webinar today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Dianne.
Welcome, Monday.
It was excellent. Thank you all.